Good afternoon. This is Elaine Rector with the SKU Vault Seller Spotlight, where e-com entrepreneurs and business owners share advice. We talk about the crazy world of e-commerce, the challenges associated with it, and how to stay successful. Today I'm talking with David. So David, if you don't mind, would you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is David Tenzer. I'm the owner of Amplify Goods. We're an Amazon agency that helps brands launch and grow their products on Amazon.
Great. And how did you get started in e-commerce?
So I worked at a product development company, and we really focus on big box store sales. But one year we missed a buying cycle. And so I don't know if you know, a lot of big box stores, they do meetings and try and fill their shelves with new products like once a year.
Mhm.
And so when we missed that buying cycle, we didn't know what to do for the entire year. And that was kind of an opportunity for me to go on and try Amazon and learn as much as I could. And so that's really turned out to be probably the most pivotal moment in my career so far.
So would you say that you are mostly Amazon focused at this time, or are you interested in other platforms as well? What are your thoughts on that?
So we're just a small agency of 6 people, and we help brands kind of navigate Amazon specifically. We have a lot of brands that do other channels too. They'll use software similar to SKU Vault to manage like across all their platforms. A lot of them are much smaller volume than Amazon. And so it really depends on the brand, whether it's worth them to look at other channels. It's like selling internationally. It's like going to be a fraction for most brands and a lot of paperwork and understanding to do that. So for the
Sure.
most part, we just do Amazon, but we do have about a third of our clients use software and then do multi-channel or omni-channel approach online.
What do you think is the most challenging part of e-commerce today, or just the whole buying environment in general?
For the brands we work with, I would say their biggest challenge is finding good promotional opportunities online. I know that there's lots of ways to get in front of consumers, and it seems like that'd be really easy with social media. But I find that it's just not as established as what you would find in retail stores, which have obviously been around for hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of like the Wild West as far as promotional opportunities, especially if you have products that aren't as sexy as like some. Like if you have a bag of rice, you're not going to expect a Facebook ad to work for that. And so if you have a more commodity type product or something that is not new and exciting, it's difficult to do a social media campaign around a toaster. And so if you have a product that you're trying to move from a big box store to online, the thing that I find is the biggest challenge and lacking is established quality promotional opportunities for brands.
Definitely. And that being said, then what do you think is the best advice that you could give an e-commerce entrepreneur to stay successful?
I'd say to be successful, like long term, you really have to have like multiple layers of advantages built in. And so, for example, it's great to have a pricing advantage. Like let's say you're cheaper than your competitor. So that's great to have, but that just is a fleeting opportunity. You wouldn't want to hang your entire company's hat on the fact that you're a couple dollars cheaper. So you really need to have a mindset where you're need to build up layers of innovation, whether that be creating a list of people that you can email to and activate, having maybe even something as small as like explaining your product better. That's actually a good example of one that is also fleeting. So maybe you think, wow, things are going great for us because we have a really clear product market fit. We solve the problem, it's the right price, but that also goes away. So how do you have an advantage in, let's say, connecting with consumers and getting them to leave good reviews? How do you have your own community of people that you can activate? What other marketing kind of advantages do you have that your other competitors aren't thinking about it? And then all of a sudden you're layering up 3, 4, 5, 6 things in a row. That to me is what you really need to do to have like a long-term sustainable competitive advantage.
That's totally great advice, especially as far as kind of differentiating your brand from the mass market. What about, would you mind telling us about the first real roadblock that you hit in e-commerce? What did that look like and what did you do about it?
Sure. I don't think I would can think of what the first one would be, but I would just say that with Amazon specifically, and especially across multiple accounts, you're seeing roadblocks every single day, like big ones. I mean,
Sure.
I've had multi-million-dollar products taken down. I've had full accounts taken down. That $10 million accounts gone overnight, and so that's not a joke. That's like serious problems. But I think what I've done to help myself mentally is to say, looking back over the last 4 or 5 years that I've done this, um, I just remind myself that no matter how strange or difficult the problem's been, it's really eventually resolved and fixed itself. So even if something's been taken away and it's been painful, it's always been worked out in the end. So a lot of times when people call and tell me that they have terrible issues with their Amazon account, that's reassuring to me and them. And when I've said that to people, I haven't lied yet. So that's kind of what I always tell myself.
Great, absolutely. And then tell us the best way to find you and any promotions that you might have.
Sure. So you can just look at our website, amplifygoods.com. You can just email me, David, at amplifygoods.com. And like I said, we just try and help brands, as many as we can, understand what to do on Amazon and other e-commerce channels. And so if anyone want to reach out and ask for help, we're happy to.
Great. Well, we definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Um, sure. This is Elaine Rector with the SKU Vault Seller Spotlight. If you're an entrepreneur and working in e-commerce, I would love to have you on my show. In addition, to find out how SKU Vault can elevate your e-commerce business through inventory management, feel free to message me now. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, happy selling.